Well, you're right, man. Singularity, they're the sad octopus right now. Let's see if they can become a happy octopus after nuke. It is their map pick, but the one massive challenge is Eternal Fire will start on the CT side.
Oh, come on, XANTARES. Come on, just let them play. Oh, God. Majer takes down Frio, and Polo's all of a sudden 1-on-5. Oh, that's a nice shot. Polo, okay. I'm invested. I like this. 1-on-3. P215 hand bomb on his back. Going towards the B site. Look at Majer's in T-spawn, by the way. But yeah, Polo's very far away from Majer. He's just gonna get the bomb planted. Calyx on 3 HP. woxic on 55. Ooh. Risky peeks against Polo. He just hit an insane double headshot, but he could be overwhelmed by Calyx because he's already very close by. Polo, he gets another kill. Majer saves the day.
Wow.
Oh, hell, okay, that got very, very close, but in the end, it's Eternal Fire to win.
Yeah, really tight, good effort from Polo. It's always the AWPers with these P250s for some reason, man. It's always the AWPers who are so damn good with that upgraded pistol, but it is going to be Eternal Fire who are able to get their noses in front here. Largely thanks to guess who? XANTARES, the guy who dropped, what, like 35 kills or something and a 16-7 win on Anubis.
How many did he get? Oh, I can't see just yet, but I'm gonna get back.
65 win, okay, and
yeah, but
I think he had 34. That's my guess.
Something around those lines. I think that's how it went. But yeah, he got a lot of kills and a lot of important, kills and everything. But right now, it's a force buy out of Singularity, so let's see how this one works out. As there's some Tech 9s, a Mac 10, an AK even in the mix for Polo, because of course that quad kill was very important. Kloku almost going down to the spam from XANTARES, down to 21 HP, but it's still alive. Down into secret he went. And Calyx, he made sure that he is ahead of him. He's already in the B site. But they have a lot of presence towards ramp, and they're going to push through ramp. woxic. I think he heard them. Yeah, I heard the molly at least. So now Calyx going to go down to Polo. Did deal some damage. But now they have to retake the site 4-on-5, and with a couple of SMGs and M4 as well. Nope. The scout of woxic. No, it's just going to be the same.
Yeah, they're clocking out. One kill was all that Singularity needed. I mean, a lot of damage done in the process, but Calyx falls without finding any frags, and his team is just going to immediately bunker down and call it a day. Going to look for some exit kills potentially. But Singularity have got themselves on the board, and it's a very simple approach out of them as well, just getting themselves into ramp and then without hesitation pushing into the B bomb site. Nice and easy. Force buy successful.
Yeah, works out well. Would have expected Calyx to, at least a kill, but I think it was a little bit unlucky for him that Polo was, the first player to peek him with the AK. Whatever else weapon peeks him, I think he should have been okay. Against Tech 9s, against the Mac 10, long range. The AUG should have gotten the kill, but very important kill there from Polo that just basically secures the round, and all equal it is here on nuke. As you know, Calyx
Singularity.
Go for it. Yeah. So yeah, what I want to say is that Calyx did go down, but he still has a deal. It's a force buy because, of course, it was the second round loss. So it's a force buy. He still has a deagle, so he's still plenty dangerous.
Absolutely, we've seen what Calyx can do with that deagle before. He's always a force to be reckoned with. Still a good opportunity for Singularity here, though, because if they win this round, they then can make it 3-1 early on here on nuke. But that does come with the asterisks of winning the round against the force buys. XANTARES with the best gun on his team here, the only one with a rifle, takes initiative, gets himself up on top of the shipping container, peers towards outside, and finds the opening kill for his team. And look at his immediate reaction, Pop. Goes straight to that towards ramp. Immediately rotates, expecting his opponents trying to avoid him. He thinks, okay, they know I'm outside. They're going to try go ramp because they know I'm not there. So he's staying one step ahead. Singularity taking some steps towards gaining control of outside.
Oh, but woxic. He is in CT spawn, a very defensive angle, being held with the scout, and he gets a tag onto Frio. Oh, barrel's been spotted. Surely, no, it hasn't actually. woxic still guessing if maybe his enemy is not up there anymore. Or maybe there's multiple players coming in
How does
towards
Singularity
him.
win this though, Pop? What do they do here? It looks like they're going to try and go down secret in towards the B side. Eternal Fire, they're shifting their pieces off of that B bomb site. Wakadia now jump spotting. He sees two of them. There's more where that came from. 10 seconds left remaining. Eternal Fire have misread the situation. Bomb plant going to come through. Wakadia looks to deny the plant. He will successfully.
You got it.
He
Did
does,
he?
I think, just in time have the bomb plant. Yes, he does indeed. The round is alive.
Oof, that was so close. I think it was the last tick of 4 seconds left, so they just got it in time. But now Polo and Frio have to defend 2-on-4, make that a 1-on-4 as Frio is the last one standing, 1 HP after the duel with Majer. But yeah, that's it. He's just gonna save the AK, run away, and make sure he doesn't go down because the bomb will be defused by Calyx.
Great work there from Eternal Fire.
I just like how defensive woxic was in that round with the scout and CT spawn. And also, you know, in the first round when Majer had control over T spawn, you know, had a very long angle to wait for Singularity's reposition. So yeah, I really like how Eternal Fire are approaching this one, because frankly, it's the first time I've seen it, you know, playing the long range duels that defensively.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if that's going to be a theme here or not going forward. Another gun round coming through for Singularity, of course. Won a round, lost a round, but got the bomb plant, so enough to pick up rifles across the board. A bit light on utility, but they do have some decent control early on. And Cloku, well, he will successfully get through towards Secret, but he pays a bit of a price there in terms of health. Look at the setup from Calyx in towards Secret. He's just looking in towards control room right now. Holding that angle. Committed in towards the lower bomb site. Nobody... Okay, never mind. woxic is here with the AWP right now. That makes sense. But it means that they are slightly weaker, right? There's only one player outside, 2 towards A1 ramp, and it's one player hard committed towards that B bomb site. So it leaves them slightly vulnerable elsewhere. Normally you don't have someone hard committed towards B if you have someone ramp and outside.
Yeah, I think they just want to get ahead of Singularity's plays. woxic, so patient, but look at that shot from Virtuoso. XANTARES finding free outside. There's still a player that made it through Secret quite some time ago. That's Kloko. Majer. Oh, he's not going to expect it, so he's going to be eliminated. But they are going to play into that B side, and Calyx gets the double kill, stops the push from ramp, and it's all down to Kloko. Makes it to control room, but Calyx, he just wants to take that duel. Kloko will win it. Wikadia's down here. Are the double doors open? I don't think they actually are. Kloko, good dink on the XANTARES, but he cannot find the kill after that. So Eternal Fire, they're gonna force Singularity into an eco. It's not gonna be just a force by trade between those two teams for quite some time. It's gonna be Eternal Fire getting ahead here, as you expect, right? They're on the favorite side of the map, on the enemy's map pick, but not a map that Eternal Fire don't usually play, right? They played, well, they did play it only 4 times in the previous 3 months, but you know, they got 2 wins, 2 losses, and the losses were against very good teams. So in all honesty, they lost against NIP and SAW.
Yeah, decent levels of opposition.
Yeah.
So you don't really read into that too much and say, okay, Eternal Fire, they're going to struggle here on Nuke because of those results, as we see Singularity looking to try and barrel their way in towards ramp right now. It's only Calyx who's here. How does he actually keep himself alive? He shouldn't be able to. And eventually he's overwhelmed by the pistols. XANTARES is the first responder on the scene. Doesn't want to overstep. I think he heard the footsteps of Polo, so he knows he's got him cooped up in the corner right now. And XANTARES goes hunting. I love that swing from Polo, though. When you're in a corner like that, you can't afford to just stay in the corner, because you know you're going to get hard cleared and you know your head's going to get taken off. So you have to go for the wide swing and gamble that you might be able to take down the player who's trying to clear you out. Yeah,
you know, I love how XANTARES, you know, we've seen him peek towards ramp, just peek, stop, analyze the situation, then peek again, then stop. You know, not peeking wide, just slowly taking into account everything that's happening towards ramp. He doesn't see anyone. Okay, then we need to check those different angles. So I really like XANTARES' approach to the peaks there. He's 8-1, of course, leading the scoreboard at this point. And woxic already took down Kloko, just as the first kill outside. This time woxic is outside. You know, we've seen him in the previous round. The minimap sometimes is, you know, a little bit
Deceptive.
Deceptive, yeah. He can fool us because the player is towards ramp, but it's okay. We know what it wants to say.
Yeah, that's what Singularity can do here. I mean, they haven't really got much positional control. Just spamming through the smoke. They're hoping some sort of a stray bullet might connect. They've got maybe just enough utility to conjure up and execute into towards A. Won't be any smoke for Mouth, a molly for Hut, a molly for Silo. Flash over the top as well. Probably their only viable option right now. And it looks like that's what they're setting themselves up for as well. Util starts to come through. One molly for the dead vent. The other will indeed be on top of the hut. The flashes now come through. Majer maintains his position though. XANTARES gets another multi-kill. He's now at double digits pop. 10 kills in 6 rounds. He's picked up here on Nuke where he left off on Anubis. My god.
Oh,
He's just in such good form right now. How old do you think XANTARES actually is? I don't even know the answer. I'm just gonna go look, but let's play a game now. How old do you think he is? I'll guess before I look.
26, I think.
That was the number I had in my head as well, but now that you've said that, I don't think he's younger than 26. I think 26 is probably perfect. I'll go 27 though, just to give a different answer. Let's see. The answer
exactly,
is
27.
He's 27. Bang on. Let's go, baby. I just saw that now as well. Okay, but you were certainly in the ballpark. Still, he's got a good few years ahead of him when he's looking as good as he is at the moment. Like, he still looks like he's at his peak, man. He doesn't look like he's fallen off, right?
Yeah, no, he certainly hit some insane shots, and as you said, you know, he is considered to be mechanically the best player there is, and I wouldn't really argue against it. He's just a very good individual player. But
I mean, we're not saying in the world. Like, at least not in my opinion. He's definitely up there in the conversation of some of the best mechanical players. CSM did say that he is the best one he's ever played with. Either way, there's actually a bit of a round on our hands here. The bomb's been planted. There's 4 players alive right now for Singularity. They're all scattered around that B site. Locadia is the one to lead the charge, and it's going to be a phenomenal triple kill coming through from him. Presence of mind to smoke the C4. Hits no problem. Freo says, I have an AK and I have no chance to win the round, so I think I'm just going to keep my gun.
do you think it's the best mechanically gifted player then in the world?
Simple. It has to be. As Azza would say, it has to be simple, right? I just think simple, he gets away with so many plays that aren't the correct play to make by the book, and he just gets bailed out by his mechanics all the time. I think Niko, I would say Niko has better mechanics than Zywoo, actually. I think that's pretty crazy to say, but I think Niko is probably the second best. The only thing I think Zywoo has going for him is his game sense. I think he just reads the game on another level, and I think his mechanics are really, really good, but it's his game sense that makes him so good.
Yeah, I can actually agree with that. I would say, you know, XANTARES like a couple of years ago maybe would be up there, but right now I don't want to say he's fallen off, but he's certainly, you know, a little bit slowing down. But Calyx is certainly not with the AUG getting the double kill and getting his team into a favorable situation. 3-on-2. Oh, woxic.
Madness.
Not allowed to miss that one because that would have made it so much easier. Now, how do they go about it to retake this B side? I guess they still have a lot of util. I feel like Singularity, they played really fast. They played really fast into this round because there's still a couple of smokes, a couple of nades, a couple of flashes, and a molly left on the side of Eternal Fire. So they have a lot of util to retake with. Oh, but nasty. No. That's such a nice shot onto Wicadia. So now it's all down to woxic and Majer. Majer's coming down from single doors. Going to take down Freo. And Nesty will be eliminated by the IGL there as well. Eternal Fire. They pull through this one as well. Wow. Yeah, this is a nice retake by Majer. But yeah, I would say, you know, when all of those clips with XANTARES peaks and all of that came out, and when, I think that was I don't think it was 2 years ago. I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago.
2019, yeah.
Something like that, yeah. So I think then I think you could say he was the most gifted individual player. I would say he was sending in like insane shots, like all of the clips, even FPL or tournaments, whatever you watch, you can just see instant headshots. Like you peek, you're dead. There's no way around it. The only thing that I say that he is not on the same pace anymore is that you do get a chance against him. Like this happened right here, right? Cloco, he does take down XANTARES, but there's Calix and Majer to bail him out, so there's no problem. But you do have a chance. That's the thing. Before, you had no chance. XANTARES speaks to you, you're dead. This time, XANTARES speaks to you, you have like half a second of a chance. You don't get it, you're dead. But
yeah,
you still have half a second.
When we were talking about the best mechanical players, I was waiting for you to say like Zello or Ime or something like that. Just, you know, thought you'd throw the Romanian bias in there, maybe.
Well, you know, I can't argue with the greats. I will not, I will not stay here and say that they're not good players.
Sure.
Well, let's see if Polo gets this one. Oh, no, he won't. So I will argue that Ime is not up there as well. Not up, I mean up there in terms of he's good, but I don't think he's that close to either of the greats. And I think at this point, for what we've seen so far, right? Because we haven't seen the game from Launix so far. Launix, he's going to play in this tournament actually in 2 days time, I think. So that's going to be when I get to see him first. And Zello, from what I've seen from him playing in Nexus, it looks like he's slowed down a little bit. I don't know what happened there. I'm curious to see his evolution, because he's certainly better than what he's showing right now.
I agree, as we do see a very fast-paced round coming through from Singularity, and towards the save bomb site, Majer just holds down mouse button 1, switches to the pistol, inflicts further damage. Himself and Calix have the save bomb site under lock and chain. There are 2 players who are doing most of the heavy lifting right now for Eternal Fire as well. 10 kills for Calix, 9 for Majer. At least in terms of these past few rounds, they combined for the retake, and they're going to be combining to lock in all 5 kills here as well. 9-1, Eternal Fire in complete control of the series right now. They want to get themselves into the main event. Remember, guys, this is the Thunderpick World Championship, and we are in the first European Series. Ultimately, this is a qualifier. 32 teams compete in the bracket. They then get to the playoffs, where they're joined by 8 invited teams, and the top 8 teams from the playoffs will progress through to that main event. And then there's a second, essentially, as I say, qualifier again taking place early in September. So it's all to get into that main event, which has a $500,000 prize pool. That's a great shot from Polo.
Good start in taking down XANTARES. And now they still need to get it, because yeah, XANTARES has been doing pretty good so far. But look at Majer, he's 9-2. He's been doing an insane job at covering. Oof. Not the best spray from Calix, but I love that. woxic is with him, covers for his teammate, and all of a sudden, from a 5-on-4, it's a 4-on-3, favoring Eternal Fire. Wycadia has the angle down towards Heaven. Oh, Rio, he's been spotted. Easy shot for Wycadia. He's down to Cloco and Polo. Look at that. I love how Eternal Fire answer to those kind of situations. And again, I feel like, you know, I might start to sound like a broken record, but I'd put all of that on the experience, right? You lose a player early on, try and get a peek instead. Try and get a peek in return. Try and get a kill in return. And well, they actually got 2. That was very, very smart out of Eternal Fire. And I think Singularity, yeah, they already abandoned this one. Cloco and Polo, different spawns, but very, very far away from the action, just saving the weapons.
Polar opposite sides of the map right now are Polo and Cloku. And it's really unfortunate, right? Because Polo gets the first frag of the round. He plucks XANTARES out of the air. But as you say, that experience is just too much. It's overwhelming. Perfect response there from Eternal Fire after they lose that opening pick. They start to make moves elsewhere on the map, and they just catch Singularity off. It's not the first time we've seen it either. We saw it happen a number of times on Anubis as well. If Singularity got a frag towards A, it's the standard push and pull. Eternal Fire would take ground elsewhere. And it's just like Singularity, there was always something going on that they had to try and deal with. Never really feels like it's just calm seas where they get to determine what's going to happen next. They're constantly having things thrown at them while they're trying to formulate some sort of an attack.
they had in their game against Ambush, they won 16-3 on Nuke, and they had a 12-3 half on the T side. What I remember from that game was mostly Kloku walking out through hut on the A site and just mowing down the enemy with headshots, and that hasn't really happened from Singularity so far. And it is understandable. You lost the first map 16-5. You're on your own map pick, and at this point you are being led by 9 rounds, so you're not that confident, right? You don't have the same confidence as when you were up 6-0. No, that's actually 5-0, or 10-1 against Ambush, right? You're not playing against Ambush. Not saying that Ambush, they're not bad players. You know, it's Sunny, Maze, Milky, Dodo, Nano, Sapphics, if that's still the case for the roster. But it's just, you know, this time you kind of have instinctively, you kind of have to give more respect to the enemy team, which against higher tier teams, I'd say is not exactly what you want to do. I think you want to be as aggressive because they expect you to be respectful, right? They expect you to be afraid. If you are not afraid, then they can, you know, raise some questions. Wait, why are they so confident? Even though technically they're lower rated than us and everything, you know, that could also help out. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not a player. I'm a caster. So
Yeah.
what do I know?
Well, we're speculating. We're trying to just, you know, come up with potential game plans and suggesting alternatives and just looking at it from different perspectives, which I think is important. XANTARES lights up Freo in the smoke there. A couple taps. He then locates him on his radar and he finishes off the job. Yeah, unfortunately, obviously, there were a few players who saved from the previous rounds, so there'll be a bit lower in terms of money coming into this next gun round here. Already 11-1 on Singularity's map pick. It was always going to be an uphill battle for them though, Pop. Starting on the T side on a map like Nuke against Eternal Fire is a very scary prospect in itself.
Wow, 11-1. I remember it was Singularity to win that Force by round where they got a quick kill onto Calyx and B site, and then Eternal Fire just saved. If they would have gone for the retake, God knows what could have happened. You know, we could have seen 12-0, or we could have seen a lot more rounds for Singularity. But with this one, Singularity, they do sneak a player into vent. That is nasty. He could hold down rotations if they make it to the B site, but one of the main problems so far is that they didn't really make it into the site. It was Eternal Fire to stop them before they got to it. So how do you approach this one, Singularity? How do you play this one out? As Calyx is towards ramp, XANTARES is also there, and you need to get the bomb into that B site so Nesty can be the surprise, but not gonna be easy to push through. Calyx has the angle down. Flash being thrown, and XANTARES turns around, gets a double kill. Calyx takes down Polo, and that's it. It's shut down.
Yeah, bait and switch setup works to perfection there for Eternal Fire towards ramp. Both players getting in on the action. They both stay alive. Nasty and Cloaku, the only players left remaining. They both fairly low in health as well. Time is ticking away. The bomb's in control of the T side. Should be a completely unrecoverable situation for the T's. And they're going to have a crack at it. Just see if they can make something happen. And actually a bit of a double peek onto XANTARES. But ultimately, yeah, 2 players peek into him. And what happens, Pop, is he walks away with 2 kills. 3 kills in the round, essentially. Lucadia will finish it off. And Eternal Fire continue to flame Singularity.
You know, at this point, I don't know what they can do. You know, it's 12-1. Yeah, it's a CT-sided map. Sure, I will take that argument, but not against Eternal Fire. Whatever the case, you're playing against a top, what was it, 33 team right now? Yeah, they're ranked 33rd in the world, so it's certainly not going to be easy, even if the map, if you get on the favorite side of the map or whatever, because we saw that one on Anubis. Singularity starting off on the T side, and they didn't really get a lot of rounds going for them. So right now with the Tech 9s, trying to surprise here in main.
Oh
Waikidia
my
and
goodness.
XANTARES, they will get a kill each. Virtuoso to find a kill onto Major, but Waikidia swings out, gets another kill. And it's down to Polo, taken down by Waikidia. That's a triple kill for him. It feels like everyone is performing in this map. Maybe the previous map, you know, it was Centaurus all over the map and everything.
Yeah.
But in this one, everyone is performing, and that's even harder now for Singularity if everyone is performing well from Eternal Fire.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, man. It's just a well-rounded team performance coming through from Eternal Fire. Everybody's contributing and chipping in right now for the Turkish team. And, well, I mean, 13-1 should be a done deal at this point. As you say, the only round Singularity have been able to win so far was a force buy. Excuse me, haven't been able to do anything since then. And, well, Cloaku, he's going to have to watch the rest of this half. Just the last round ref remaining from the sidelines. He's already gone down to the AWP. T-side of Nuke just feels so limiting, man. You've got nothing offered to you from the beginning of the round. And that's why it's so difficult to play against a team who are the favorites when they're on the CT side of this map. Because every inch of map control you have to fight for is such a hard-fought battle.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's so complicated. Interesting how you know what, we didn't really get to see a full push through Secret with a wall of smokes outside. I don't think we've seen any of those from Singularity. Yeah, they had the wall of smokes and they got a player through Secret or two, but not a full-on push, you know, because the only round they won, it wasn't a B side where they took down Calyx. They were trying to split through ramp as well, you know, take some of the attention away. But Nesty, he never expects Major to be in main. Virtuoso comes in with a trade, and there's still a couple of players there. woxic with a kill into Virtuoso. Good frag by Polo, but Centaurus will end it in favor of Eternal Fire. 14-1. Yeah.
Including 13 in a row, Pop. Which, yeah.
You can see there the line of the blue line there in the round, like counter and everything. So
yeah,
it's not looking good. 14-1 and Eternal Fire. Basically a pistol round away from closing out the game, more or less.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. They've won the game already, and now it's just a matter of finishing off the job. They need 2 rounds, while Singularity need 15, and Nesty's just been tagged. He's just been knifed by his teammate here, as if they aren't already 14-1 down. This is what you call getting wrecked, Pop.
You think? I
Alexa,
don't know.
Show me what getting wrecked looks like.
Oh, well,
and they would just show you that clip there as well, yeah?
Yeah, getting that double kill, that probably is what we're going to see.
And look at the change-up. They've gone up the ladder, Pop, into A. There's no one home. Singularity are all heavily rotated down towards that B-bomb site. Oh my goodness. This is so rough for them. They're getting schooled right now. Maybe they can learn from this. XANTARES, stop it, mate. That's 3 kills, pivoting back and forth.
He's 21-5. You know, I really respect
rounds.
I really respect the fact that Eternal Fire, they're still going for those strategies, right? It's not just mindless pushing, just let's get this over it, right? They're still playing as if it was any other team, right? Which I really respect. I've seen a lot of teams during maybe, I don't know, open qualifiers where they, you know, play against lower tier teams, like very low tier teams, not judging this game, but where they just push in, they just don't really care. But you know, something can happen that Singularity think about, and Eternal Fire can actually take that as a learning experience as well. Maybe
that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, man. I mean, listen, there aren't a huge amount of lessons to be learned in the 16-1, but this is a demo you can go back and watch, and you can see where your shortcomings are. They'll be glaringly obvious when you play against a team at the level of Eternal Fire. Cloaku has been able to make his way up the ladder, and this is undetected, so might be able to wreak a bit of havoc, although Major, is he hearing that? He should be. Yeah, he does hear that. And you know what? Calyx will keep his teammate alive. That's really unfortunate for Cloaku. Major now shifts his focus back in towards lobby. He gets a kill as well. And Singularity on the brink of being eliminated from the Thunderpick World Championship European Series 1.
Unless they win another flank, but they are grouped up in a main. They're going to find an empty site. Yeah, just gonna take control over it. Get the bomb planet and Nesty. Gonna try to be the surprise. Polo's in lobby. He only has a scout though, so he needs the headshots. Oh, that's a good
There's
throw
one.
Major. Not a headshot, but he was tagged really low. And they're actually gonna play against the winners. Eternal Fire, I mean, against the winners of the last game of the day, Eyeballers or Thunder Flash, and in the top right hand.